This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, as we welcome you to another night of Preston Lady Indians basketball. As tonight, the Preston Indians are in Pocatello as they'll take on the Century Diamondbacks tonight. As tonight is the first of what may be two games in the championship round in the district tournament, as the Preston Indians tonight come in, the Lady Indians come in, I should say, with their backs to the wall here, so to speak. They need to win tonight or they would be eliminated from the district tournament and their season would come to an end. So they need, with a victory tonight, they would move on to, in a double elimination format, having to beat Century twice. They would play again on Saturday back at Preston Gym as they take the home court advantage away from Century. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Preston needs to win tonight to be able to do that. And that's something they haven't done this year. They're 0-3 this season against the Lady Diamondbacks from Century. All three games have been very close, as all three games have been decided by a total of 10 points between the three games. The last game, played about a week ago, ended up with the Diamondbacks winning by a total of 5 points in that game. So for the Preston Indians, needing to make things happen tonight, as hopefully they can turn things around. Play a little bit better than they did the other night against Pocatello in the game, which they were able to win in advance to this game here this evening, and able to hopefully pick up a win tonight. When we left you the other night, the win over Pocatello, Michaela Robertson we thought had injured an ankle. Turned out it was a little bit of a twisted knee. I'm happy to report that the next day she was back out at practice and is scheduled to be on the floor tonight for the Preston Indians. So should be the regular starting lineup on the floor tonight for Preston, and we assume the same starting lineup tonight for the Diamondbacks as well, as Preston is 17-7 overall on the year, and the Century is 15-5, but they were 4-0 in conference play, and that's why they have home court advantage in this game here tonight. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back a little bit more on the pregame show coming up right after this.
KACH, My Local Radio.
Hi, everybody. It's Dan Hubbard for ChemDry of Northern Utah. Are you worried about the safety of your home or business? Well, ChemDry of Northern Utah can help. Their new Micro Pro Shield service disinfects, then adds antimicrobial protection for up to 90 days. They use patented technology to create a layer of spikes on surfaces that mechanically kills microbes on contact for up to 3 months. Their hospital-grade disinfectant is EPA approved for use against SARS-CoV-2, the very cause of COVID-19. It's simply ideal for residential and commercial settings. If you'd like more information about their new Micro Pro Shield service and you're in Cache or Box Elder County, make sure you call today, 435-752-6100. That's 435-752-6100 for ChemDry of Northern.
Sushi, a word that is as fun to say as the food is to eat. Try it. Say sushi. Now run down to Stokes Market and pick up some fresh-made sushi. Yes, I said Stokes Market. They now have the family fresh sushi specialists making outstanding sushi platters and party trays fresh every day. They even make up custom platters so you can get your favorite sushi dishes. Any kind of fish upon request, even vegetable sushi available with no meat. Enjoy the fresh-made platters already available or order the kind of sushi you want. Give them 2 hours and a special custom sushi platter will be waiting for you at Stokes Market in Preston. Go ahead, say it. I know you want to. Sushi, fresh for you right now.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
Tonight's pregame visit with the coach is brought to you by Rounds & Associates Insurance Services Incorporated, the local independent insurance agency offering you many different options for all of your insurance needs. Call for your competitive quote today at 208-852-20. At Rounds & Associates Insurance, we've been in business since 1948. And while many of the faces may have changed, there's one thing that still stays the same: our personalized customer service. Our customers will always come first, whatever your needs. At Rounds & Associates Insurance, we have many different insurance options and can find the right option for you and your needs. Call us today to find out more. 208-852-2500. 208-852-2500, or drop by the office, 85 South State Street.
KACH.
Welcome back here to the pregame show. The Lady Indians and the Lady Diamondbacks coming up. We're about, looks like about 8 minutes away from opening tip and the national anthem and meeting the starting lineups tonight for tonight's game. So we do not have an interview, unfortunately, with Ryan Harris, but we wanted to still recognize our friends at Rounds Insurance for sponsoring our coaches' interviews all year long, and we thank them for that as we'll move on to our keys to tonight's game tonight. And the keys to tonight's game brought to you by Naylor Insurance for home, health, life, and auto through Mutual of Enumclaw. Check out Naylor Insurance at 153 North State Street in Preston, or call 852-0810. That's 852-0810. For the Indians, some of the keys to tonight's game, things they're going to have to do better is they're going to have to get a little bit more balanced scoring. And they really need, it comes down really to a couple of numbers, 11 and 30. That, of course, uniform numbers for Kylie Larson and Haley Meek. They need to be more involved in the game and come up with some more points. I know the defense for Century is very good, but for Kylie Larson, who only had 7 points in the last meeting between these two teams, as she needs to be obviously score more. That was well below her season average. She averages about 13.5 points a game. And for Haley Meek, who only had 3 points in the last meeting, she averages almost 11 points a game. You add those up, and all of a sudden, that's about a 12-point difference, which would have pushed Preston over the top when they lost by 5 points to the Lady Diamondbacks in the last meeting last week back at the Snake Pit. So 30 and 11. You remember those numbers tonight. Michaela Robertson, in the last meeting of the regular season between these two teams, had a season-high 20 points in that game. And it would be great if Michaela could come up with another game like that tonight. She hit a lot of shots from the outside. And they'll have to take care of the ball better tonight as well. They had a lot of turnovers against Pocatello the other night. Take care of the ball, play better offense, get good quality shots, and be able to make those shots is going to be the biggest difference in the game for the Preston Lady Indians tonight if they hope to advance into what would be finally the ultimate elimination game for the district tournament, which would come up on Saturday. But again, they need to have a victory tonight to be able to do that. So we'll take another timeout. We'll come back. We'll have more here on the pregame show right after this.
KACH.
This month, our nation celebrates 2 great presidents. At West Motors, they celebrate February with their President's Day event all month long. This month, you'll find prices we're celebrating on all Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram vehicles at West Motor in Preston and Logan. Pricing so low, you'll want to stand up and salute. March on in and feel the power of a Ram, the comfort of a Chrysler, the dependability of a Jeep, and the family-friendly Dodge vehicles. Celebrate with win-win deals all month long during the President's Day event at West Motor in Preston and Logan.
Pain-free and feeling great without the expense and side effects of medications. It is not only possible, but a reality at Fellows Chiropractic. Now with 4 massage therapists and chiropractic available to help you with your relief from chronic pain. Give Dr. Fellows' office a call at 208-852-2500 2240 to schedule your massage therapy or chiropractic session today. That number again is 208-852-2240.
The keys to tonight's game are brought to you by Naylor Insurance. For farm, auto, home health, and life from Mutual of Enumclaw, nobody cares like we do. Naylor Insurance, 153 North State, Suite A.
Regardless of which insurance company you use, when you add a teen driver to your vehicle policy, your rates increase. This is Cheryl Kimball with Naylor Insurance in Preston. If you've got teen drivers, you need to know about the rate-saving plan offered through Mutual of Enumclaw Insurance. Teen Smart is an 8-hour program that, once completed, will lower your rates and make your teen a better driver. Savings and increased safety. It's a win-win. Call us today, 208-852-08.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
One of the things that makes the Century Diamondbacks such a tough team to beat is because they have the balanced scoring like we talked about in the previous segment between Presley Merrill, who had 11 points in the last game, Ashton Adamson, who also had 9 points in the last game, and Taylor Smith also had 9 points. That we had to get that kind of balance between three different players. That makes it tough on the defense to know exactly where to put that added pressure on the ball, and that's what really made the difference in the game for the Lady Diamondbacks as they were able to beat Preston last week. That final score in that game was 40-35, and that really ended up being a big part of what became the difference in the game in that previous contest for the Lady Diamondbacks. So Presley Merrill is one of their best players, the senior. She'll that'll probably be task number one, to be able to control her. Tinley Smith, who only had 4 points, will handle the ball a lot. We have to control her. Her sister Taylor, the younger sister, she's only a sophomore. Tinley is a senior. She had, as we mentioned, she had 9 points. She's a tough shot, good shooter from the outside. And Ashton Adamson, who had 9 points and sank a couple of three-pointers in that previous game. She can be very difficult to guard as well for the Preston Indians. But they're going to have to get that done tonight if they wish to advance in the tournament, in the district tournament, to the elimination game. So they play with their backs against the wall. Tonight they need a victory to be able to advance. Otherwise, their season will come to an end here this evening. A couple of games to make you aware of that happened earlier today involving some local college teams. University of Utah got away with a 1-point win today over in Cal Berkeley against the California Golden Bears, winning 76-75. And again, it gets underway in just a couple of minutes at Reed Gym down in Pocatello. It is the Idaho State Bengals playing host to their in-state rivals, the Idaho Vandals, tonight over at Reed Gym. And we'll try to get you scores on that game as we go on throughout the evening tonight as well. So, teams headed to the bench. We'll have the opening lineups and the opening tip coming up in just a couple of minutes for you here on KACH. We invite you now to stay tuned for Preston Lady Indian basketball. It's coming up next.
KACH.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
Having your prescriptions refilled has never been easier. You can refill 24/7, set reminders, save medications, and access your account from the new My Community Pharmacy mobile app offered by Preston Drug. It's simple to use and simple to get. Log on to PrestonDrug.com and enter your mobile number. We'll send you the app. It's as simple as that. There are some things in life that have been made easier through technology. This is one of them. The app offered by Preston Drug is a quick and easy way to refill medications and promote a healthy lifestyle. Visit PrestonDrug.com.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
A proud member of the Co-op, we save you money on advertising and enable you to reach more customers. We are KACH, Preston, Clarkston.
It's time for Preston Lady Indians basketball. After making the state tournament a year ago, the new-look Lady Indians look to continue on what has become a winning program. Tonight's game is brought to you by West Motors, celebrating their 75th year in the Cache Valley. Stokes Market True Value, with the freshest meat and produce, and now preparing and selling sushi. Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care in all of the Cache Valley. Rounds & Associates Insurance Agency, an independent agency with many options for all of your insurance needs. Preston Auto Parts Car Quest. We have all the parts your car may need to keep running strong. Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and the surrounding community since 1925. Ralph's Construction, building new homes in the Blue Sage Park region in Preston. Naylor Insurance, for home, health, life, and auto from Mutual of Enumclaw. Preston Pharmacy, now with their own app to help make tracking your prescriptions easier. Tonight's game is made possible through an agreement between Preston High School and Cook Brothers Broadcasting and is intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast of this game in whole or in part without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting is strictly prohibited.
And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, as we welcome you to another exciting night of Preston Lady Indian basketball as they're taking on the Century Lady Diamondbacks tonight in the first championship match, or round game, as far as the district tournament goes, as Presley Merrill out on the floor introducing a couple of young fans out onto the floor here at the gym here tonight. And then we'll get to the starting lineups and the game coming up here in just a little bit. As I want to update you on what happened last night with the boys team, as the Preston Indians on senior night last night with a nice win over Burley, as they now will go into the district tournament with a perfect with a 3-1 mark in the conference play this year. So they will host the have the home court advantage in the district tournament. And for the boys, they'll be off until next Thursday when they'll play their first game. They'll play either Pocatello or Century, as they have to wait and exactly see who they'll be playing, as those two teams will meet on Tuesday night, and the winner will go on to play Preston on Thursday in game 2 of the district tournament. So time to meet the starters for tonight's game. First for the Preston Indians, Sydney Marlowe gets a start as she'll play tonight. Also, it will be Riley Ward starting at the point, Kylie Larson in the middle. Michaela Robertson is in the starting lineup tonight for the Indians, and Haley Meek, the usual starting 5 here for Preston tonight, as they'll take on Century here tonight. Now the starting lineup for the Lady Diamondbacks from Century, who finished the year at 15-5 overall on the season. As we expect that they'll have their usual starting 5 tonight as well, as they'll start to introduce them here. And first, it is the senior Presley Merrill, a very good player for the Diamondbacks. Also, it is Taylor Smith, the 6-foot sophomore, who will start tonight as well. Down low, Taylor Bull, the 5'10 junior, will get a start this evening for the Lady Diamondbacks as well. The point guard is Tinley Smith, the 5'10 senior, a very tough player, And also we mentioned Ashton Adamson, one of their best shooters from the outside, as she is a 5'11" senior for the Diamondbacks, and she will start tonight as well for Century. So all the pomp and circumstances done. Teams are on the floor, and we're about ready to play some basketball here from the Snake Pit. And tonight's game brought to you by Franklin County Medical Center, providing you the best care in all of the Cache Valley. Franklin County Medical Center, 44 North 1st West in Preston. So here we go. It'll be Taylor Smith, the jump center, against Kylie Larson, as waiting for everybody to get where they need to be. Here we go. Official steps to the center of the court, tosses the ball, and it's going to be controlled by Century, who quickly get it up on the front court as it comes outside. Kick it out. Adamson takes a three right away. That's no good. Merrill has the long rebound as he's able to chase it down in the corner. Inside, they get it back to Taylor Smith. That's no good. And Larson with the rebound, and then throws it just out of the reach of Riley Ward and out of bounds. So a turnover quickly here for Preston, and the ball's going to come back to the Diamondbacks here in their first possession. As they get it in, as it comes to Adamson on the right side, she drives back across the top of the key, gets cut off, so she'll give it off, and it comes over to Merrill over on the right side. Driving, shooting from the left elbow, that's no good. Larson has another rebound, and she gives it off to Meek. Here comes Haley up into the front court in a hurry, and a foul from behind, as that's going to get called on Adamson. You know, something that they didn't show in the last meeting last week was they like to have someone follow the ball up the court, and then they'll make this kamikaze dive at the ball and try to knock it away. That's exactly what Adamson did, and she drew the foul this time. But they'll keep doing that all night long, and they'll get, 5-10 turnovers during a game because of that. And what a turnover is? Well, it's a lost scoring opportunity, and Preston needs to try to get as many scoring opportunities as they can. Marlowe has it in the front court for Preston as it comes off to Ward. Riley comes back across the top of the key, gives it to Robertson on the left side. She comes back to the left elbow, tries to get a shot, can't, gives it to Larson in the paint, and Larson is going to be, they're going to hold the ball there, and that should come back to Preston on the alternating possession rule, which it will. So Preston gets the ball back, minute and 10 seconds into the game. Neither team has scored as of yet, as they'll have it underneath their own basket, and Riley Ward will trigger it in from there for the Indians. Ward gets it to Meek over on the right side to kick it off. Riley takes a three from the left corner. It's short. In fact, it's an air ball picked out of midair by Robertson. She gets it ahead up to Tinley Smith. She drives. That's no good. Rebound comes back outside. Adamson looks at a long three. Good. Adamson gets these Diamondbacks on the board as she hits the three-pointer to open the scoring here in the game. Preston gets the ball up the floor again, knocked away, comes to Meek, and Haley able to dribble it. It goes off the foot of Taylor Smith and out of bounds, as it will stay here with the Indians here in the first quarter. 6:18 to play, 3-0 Century as Ward will bring it in. She gets it into Kylie Larson, who pops out to receive the ball. Now back to Ward on the left side. She'll bring it back up to the top of the key again as it comes back out top to Robertson. Back to Ward in the left corner. Goes baseline. Good move. Swing it back over. A Meek for three to tie the game and hits it. Haley Meek hits the three, and we're even at three. As Preston able to tie the game. Quickly, here comes the Diamondbacks again back down the floor. Bull drives, tries to shoot over Larson. Kylie blocked it once. Bull got it back. Shot no good. And the battle for the rebound is going to be knocked away. And it's going to be a foul here. Foul called against Century. I believe the foul is going to go against Taylor Bull trying to rebound the ball. And that'll be her first team and the team's second. So tied at three as Robertson will bring it up the court. As she's met at the center court stripe there by Merrill. Goes left, now back right, now back left again. Goes to Ward down in the corner. Riley, crossover dribble, tries to go baseline. She gets cut off. She brings it back out to to Marlowe back to the top of the key, picking it back down low, down into Kylie Larson, and she's able to hit it from right down low in the paint, and Preston leads 5-3, their first lead of the game. As Tinley Smith has it back up on the front court here for Century. Goes to Merrill. Merrill, bounce pass, back out top to Bull. Comes back to Adamson. She looks at another three. That's going to be short, but the long rebound, she's able to chase it back down and get it back down low to Taylor Smith. She missed the layup. Preston has the rebound. Here comes Ward, 2-on-2. Riley all the way, goes up, and the Persh has her shot blocked underneath. It's picked up by Century as Merrill will push it back up into the front court. Merrill all the way, goes up against Larson. No call on the call it a blocked shot as Larson blocked the shot of Merrill down low. Back up in the front court. It comes to Meek in the left corner. Trying to get a shot. Nope, instead she'll pop it back out as it'll come back to Sid Marlowe. Back to Meek. And that's going to be a blocked shot as Taylor Smith got a part of that three attempt by Meek. And now a whistle away from the ball. And we're going to have a foul called against Century. Taylor Bull called for the foul. That's going to be 3 team fouls now here on Century here in the first quarter. As Larson goes to the free throw line, the first one by Kylie needs a bounce and will not fall for her. Larson, who had a total of 7 points in the last meeting against Century, only shot 1 free throw in that game. She made it, and now she steps back up to the line and she makes this one. So she makes 1 out of 2. She has 3 points in the game, and Preston leads 6-3. Merrill has it on the right side, thought about driving. Now she'll pull the ball back out again. Comes back over to Tinley Smith. Up top, they'll swing it all the way back around as it comes back over to Merrill. Back out top to Bull as she pops up to get the ball. Merrill has it again now on the right side, free throw line extended. As it comes back to Taylor Smith, top of the key. To Taylor, now back to Bull, now back to Adamson again on the right side. Good ball movement by Century. Boy, they do that very well. Here's the shot by Taylor Smith, and she hits it from about 17 feet straight away. So Taylor Smith gets on the scoreboard as it's now 6-5. Preston still with a 1-point lead halfway through quarter number 1. Ward on the left side, free throw line extended, and she steps out of bounds. Good pressure defense by Tinley Smith right against Ward, right in front of the Century bench. And as Riley tried to step back to throw a pass, she stepped on the line. So another turnover here against the Indians. And the ball's going to come back to Century as they need somebody to come back here and bring the ball in. It'll be Kylie Garda into the game here for the first time here for Century as she'll get it in. As it comes to Tinley Smith, she walks the dribble with no pressure back across the midcourt stripe. Goes over on the left side, comes back to Adamson, back in the corner again. 3-pointer from over there. That's no good. Robertson has the rebound for the Indians in the paint. As they try to get it back to Ward, now back up into the front court. Riley will give it back to Robertson. She has a wide open look at a 3. That's no good. And the rebound is off and is picked up by Adamson for the Diamondbacks. Weaves her way through traffic. Too much dribbling. She finally gets the ball back and then throws it away as it's intercepted by Robertson. As Preston able to take the ball back on a empty trip here by Centuries. They try to get it to Ward and they throw the ball over Riley's head and it goes out of bounds. So they picked up the ball in the back court as they tried to get it up in the front court, and Robertson threw the ball over Riley Ward's head and out of bounds. Timeout of the floor called by the Indians. We'll be right back.
KACH.
If you think buying a car is hard, stressful, and it takes a long time, you haven't shopped at West Motor in Preston and Logan. We've got a large selection of quality new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Ford vehicles to choose from. Because we offer great pricing and the buying process is simple, we also have a large inventory of used vehicles to choose from. Buy your next vehicle from a dealership that has provided customers a stress-free, quick, and reliable buying process for decades. West Motor in Preston and Logan. Stop in today or visit us online at westmotorcompany.com.
West Motor Company.
KACH.
Keisha Knapp's going to check in and come into the game here for Preston. As they'll come back out of the timeout with Marlowe, Ward, Robertson, Larson, and Meek. So I guess Knapp did not get checked in time, so she goes back over the scorer's table and she'll have to wait there for the next dead ball to get into the game. So here comes Century again back the other way as they get it back up in the front court. Garda has it. She holds. And it'll be a shot attempt there by Taylor Smith. That's no good, and Preston has the rebound. Larson gets it ahead to Robertson up into the front court to Meek over on the right side. She's double-teamed there. And again, they've taken away. Look out, and Bull has it and tries to rip it out of the arms of Kylie Larson. And they're going to call it a held ball, and the ball's going to come back over to Century as it'll be Presley Merrill back into the game. As this time it'll be Ashton Adamson who will go to the bench with 2:22 left here in quarter number 1, and Preston leading 6-5. As Tenley Smith up into the front court, gives it off to Kylie Garda, back out top to Merrill, stops 16 feet straight away, doesn't take the shot, gets it back out front now. Taylor Smith holds it there, top of the key, gives it back to Tenley Smith. She wants to drive, can't get a shot. They'll work it all the way back around, back to Taylor Smith again. She drives, put it up and in. As Taylor Smith gets the hoop and gives her team a 7-5 lead as she has 4 points here in the first, or 7-6 lead, I should say, as Taylor has 4 points here in the first quarter. Preston comes to Marlowe, now to Robertson with 1:40 to play here in the first quarter. Robertson holds top of the key, bounce it off to Larson, 17-foot jumper from straight away is good. So Larson with 5, and we go back and forth as Preston regains a 1-point lead again. Three-pointer here by Tenley Smith is hit from straight away. So Tenley with a big three-pointer from straight away, and they now lead 10-8, and a turnover in the backcourt charged against the Indians. So the turnover back down deep as Preston couldn't get the ball in cleanly, as the 5th turnover here in the first quarter here for the Preston Indians. So taking care of the ball has been an issue a little bit for Preston of late as they have 5 turnovers here in the first quarter. As it comes to Merrill straight away, get it down low. It's down low to Adamson, and she's fouled trying to go up. So the foul is going to go against Sid Marlowe, as that'll be her first foul tonight. And 10-8. Century, 1:10 to play here in the first, and Adamson will go to the free throw line. Her first shot rattles around and stays out, no good. Have you overdone it on the sports field of late and having a hard time moving around? You need Fellows Chiropractic. They'll take care of any adjustment or massage you might need, as Adamson's second shot is good, and it's now 11-8. Adamson with 4 points in the game. Fellows Chiropractic, give them a call for an appointment at 852-2440, 852-2240. So here comes Ward up into the front court, gets it to Knapp. Knapp loses it as it's picked up by the Diamondbacks, and they get it down the floor and they can't get a shot as they'll lose it out of bounds. And here comes Addie Mosier into the game here for Preston as Sid Marlowe's going to come out. And Tenley Smith comes back onto the floor here for the Diamondbacks after a brief respite as well. As we go under a minute here to play, full court pressure put on by Century as they knock it away. Nope, as Ward dribbled it off her foot and out of bounds. Turnover number 6 here in the first quarter for Preston. So Ward dribbled it off her foot, being double-teamed right along the sideline. With 45 seconds to play here in the quarter, Adamson drives base, goes up, missed it. As the rebound is inside, they double-team the ball. They fall on top of Mosier with the ball, and what are they going to call? They're going to give the ball to Preston on the alternating possession rule, so Preston gets the ball back. Now with 37 seconds to play, down by 3 here in the first quarter, as Century has a lead 11-8. They double-team the ball when it comes inbounds. They quickly get it up in the front court. Down low to Larson. It's tapped away and out of bounds. Good hustle up the floor by Presley Merrill to tap the pass away. And Preston will have the ball underneath their own basket now with 30 seconds to play here in the quarter. As Robertson will step out of bounds. She'll bring the ball in to get it into Ward. Look inside. Robertson has it on the block. Kick it back outside to Knapp. And Knapp loses the ball. Taken away there by Adamson. 7 turnovers now here in the first quarter against Preston. Tenley Smith up into the front court. Gives it off to Allison Horsley. She can't get the shot. She'll give it back to Tinley Smith in front of the Preston bench. Now back to Taylor Smith. It goes off her foot and out of bounds, and Preston has the ball back now with 8 seconds to play here in the quarter. See if they can get a quick shot and maybe tie the game here with a 3 before the end of the quarter. They trail 11-8 as it comes into Moser. Addie up into the front court. Over on the far side, it goes to Beek. Back to Moser. Throws it up toward the basket. No good. And that's the way the first quarter will end. So tough quarter for Preston here in the first. They need to do a better job hanging on to the ball. They turned the ball over 7 times in the first quarter here tonight, as we'll take a timeout and go back to quarter number 2 as it's 11-8. Century leads after 1. We'll be right back.
KACA.
Regardless of which insurance company you use, when you add a teen driver to your vehicle policy, your rates increase. This is Cheryl Kimball with Naylor Insurance in Preston. If you've got teen drivers, you need to know about the rate-saving plan offered through Mutual of Enumclaw Insurance. Teen Smart is an 8-hour program that, once completed, will lower your rates and make your teen a better driver. Savings and increased safety. It's a win-win. Call us today, 208-852-08.
The second quarter of tonight's game is sponsored by Webb Funeral Home, 1005 South 8th East.
Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
We'll start the second quarter. Century has the ball and the lead to start the second quarter here tonight, as it's 11-8 as they get it in. As it comes into Tinley Smith straight away. She wants to drive, tries to get the shot, partially blocked, then it goes off the side of the backboard down low, picked up again by Century, kick it back outside. As it comes to Horsley, she can't get a shot from the right block. She gives it back outside to Merrill. They get it down low. As inside, the shot put up and in. Tinley Smith, I believe, got the shot down low. As it's now 13-8. Preston quickly back down the other end, and Haley Meek able to put up and in a little layup from the left side. Again, here comes Century again, wide open play, as that's what they like. They like to play it fast and quick, and an instant foul inside here against Preston. Merrill had it down on the block, and I believe the foul's going to go against Addie Moser as her first. Moser's first. Second team foul here against Preston in the half. As Adamson will get it in deep, it comes into Merrill. As she gets it back to Smith, back to Merrill, a three-pointer that was long, but it banked in. So Merrill has her first points of the game as she hits a long three, and it's a 6-point lead for Century. It's 16-10. Robertson into the front court here for Preston to Meek. Tries to drive baseline. She'll pull up and shoot from about 12 and hit it from right along the baseline. So Meek trying to do her part to keep her team in the game. Makes it 16-12 as, again, they get it down low. As, again, it's Taylor Smith getting a good move inside against Keisha Knapp, using the glass neatly and scoring from the left side. As it's now 18-12, Century leading. Merrill, Meek has it in the right corner. She'd take a three from there. That's no good. Rebound is off, picked up by Horsley. She'll push it up into the front court in a hurry. Comes to Tinley Smith on the right side. Try to get it back down low again to Taylor, her younger sister. Put it up. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Tapped, as I'm going to say, was off of Preston and goes out of bounds. And Ryan Harris going after the officials down low and thought that ball was off of Century. But they're going to give it back to Preston, and now Ryan's going to get a warning from the officials. As it comes in, Merrill, a three from the top of the key, no good. Up high is Meek to get the rebound, and she's fouled on the rebound. So foul against Century, as Harris still up, very upset still. As full court pressure again put on here by Century. Preston down by 6. 6 minutes left here in the first half. Robertson with a 3 from the right side. That's no good. Rebound is inside as Smith knocks Knapp out of the way. Gets it quickly up into the front court. Comes back to Taylor Smith. 17-foot jumper. That's no good. Mosier has the rebound. She took it away from Merrill. She got it off to Meek, who gets up in the front court. Haley wants to drive all the way. Left side, lay it up and in. Haley Meek with 9 points here in the first half, and she cuts the Century lead down to 4 now at 18-14. Adamson has it back up in the front court. Back to Merrill, top of the key. They'll swing it back to Horsley. Now it comes back over on the left side, back to Tenley Smith. Top of the key, now back over on the right side, back to Merrill. Wants to drive baseline, able to get baseline, puts it up, no good. She missed the short shot inside, and the rebound comes to Marlowe, and she'll hand it to Haley Meek in the backcourt. Century will drop back and play defense here with 5 minutes exactly to play here in the quarter number 2. 18-14, Century on top here against the Indians tonight as Meek dribbles, gets it off to Robertson in the corner. Down low, the entry pass and a foul inside as the foul's going to go against Adamson. That's 2 now against Ashley here in the first half as they try to get it inside to Sid Merrill, and Adamson gave her a pretty good bump from behind. So 5 team fouls against Century, just 2 for the Indians here in the first half. As it comes in the corner to Marlowe, get it back outside to Meek. As Haley comes across the top of the key, she'll give it back to Ward. Riley looks to drive, goes baseline left, kick it back out into the corner to Robertson. Now to Marlowe, back to Ward on the left side. Back out top now it comes back to Haley Meek as she wants to drive. She can't get a shot, tries to give it back to Ward. And again, Riley left her position where she was standing, and Meek threw it to where she used to be. If you start playing I thought you were going to be here game, and that's going to be a disaster. There's another turnover here against the Indian, charge to the Indians, as Tenley Smith walks the dribble into the front court here for Century. They'll give it off to Taylor Smith, to Merrill, now over on the right side. Back top of the key, comes back to Horsley again. Merrill has it, free throw line extended right. As Century trying to slow it down here a little bit as we go under 4 minutes to play here in the quarter. And well away from the basket, Sid Marlowe called for the foul. Third against the team. As Mosier will come back in, Marlowe will come back to the bench as she picks up her second foul here tonight. As Merrill will get it back in here for Century as she gives it to Tenley Smith. Smith back top of the key, back to Merrill. Comes back here to Horsley now, free throw line extended right. She holds it there. Taylor Smith pops back out to the top of the key. 3-pointer here by Tenley from the left side. That's no good. Preston has the rebound as Ward wants to push it up the front court. Tell you what, Ward, she gets pressed up against that sideline. They come over and they collapse on her, and she steps out of bounds for the second time trying to throw the pass. Instead of going to the middle of the floor where you can operate from, Riley tries to go to the sideline and gets run out of bounds by the Century defense as they get it back up in the front court. Horsley has it on the left side. Bounce it out to Taylor Smith, back to her older sister Tenley. She wants to drive, has it in the paint, goes up from 5, and that's going to be a traveling violation called against Tenley Smith, so no basket. As it remains 18-14 now with 3:10 to play in the first half. Preston gets it quickly up into the front court as it comes to Robertson. Her short jump shot is no good. A one-shot trip as it comes back to Merrill again as she runs the dribble back up in the front court. As she'll hold on there. It comes to Kylie Garda again back into the game here for Century. As Taylor Smith has it again, gives it off over to Horsley on the right side. And Meek tried to take the ball away. She ended up getting the ball, but drew a foul in the process. So that's her first. I believe that's 4 now against the Indians here in the half. As They get it in as it comes to Tinley Smith. Looks back over toward the Chris Schuler, the coach, and gets some instruction. Now wants to drive here on Robertson. She pulls up. The short jumper inside, no good. Gets her own rebound, goes back up, no good. And we're going to have a charging call against Smith. They're going to say she cleared out with the elbow and drew the charge. So no basket and a foul against Tinley Smith. That's going to put Preston into the bonus for the final 2.5 minutes of the half, as it's now 6 team fouls for Century. Mosier, top of the key. Ward has it now on the right side. Back to Addie, top of the key. She goes back to Ward. Get it back down inside against to Larson. They collapse on her and a foul on the shot. Taylor Smith will draw the foul. As she'll go to the line, will Kylie Larson, where she hit 1 out of 2 her first trip to the line. We've been stuck on 18-14 here now for the last few minutes, and see if Larson can dig into that lead a little bit more. First shot, no good, too long. Tonight's game brought to you by Stokes Market, with the best produce, fresh meat, and now fresh sushi made daily. Stokes Market, True Value, 217 South State Street in Preston. Larson's second free throw is good. She's made 2 out of 4. She has 6 points here in the first half tonight, and a timeout called here by the Century Diamondbacks. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it as well. We'll be right back right after this timeout. Century leads 18-15.
KACA.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
We thank Webb Funeral Home for making tonight's broadcast possible and being the sponsor of the second quarter of games all season long. As ready to go back to work here, the Diamondbacks will bring it back up the floor as they have possession in the backcourt with 2:16 to play here in quarter number 2 as they lead by 3, 18-15 over the Indians. Tinley Smith has it on the right side, throws up toward the basket, no good. Rebound inside, taken away. Merrill had the rebound. They knocked it away from her. She goes down to the floor to get it and then able to throw it back out into safety. Smith back to the top of the key. Gives it off to Taylor Smith. Her jumper from the left elbow is no good. Tapped by Mosier, and it's going to go out of bounds. It'll go to Preston. As they're going to say that Horsley got together with Mosier, and they had a simultaneous touch, and the ball's going to come back to Preston. So Meek has it in the backcourt. Mild pressure put on there as Tinley Smith follows the ball all the way up the court. Haley, free throw line, 15-foot jumper is good. Meek with 11 here in the first half, and the bleed back down to 1 again at 18-17, and a foul inside as they get the ball inside to Merrill, and she gets knocked down from behind. Foul is going to go against Kylie Larson. I have 1 on Kylie here in the first half. A 1-point game, 18-17, minute and a half to play here in the first half. Century will get it in. Inside to Merrill, tries to go up, no good, gets her own rebound, goes back up and put it in. Boy, they much too easy as they get that player open in the paint right underneath the basket, and they seem to do it time and time again. As Mosier has it in the front court here for Preston, top of the key. Bounces it down low to Robertson, and a bad pass out too far out in front of her and out of bounds. Another turnover against Preston here with 1:13 to play in the first half. 20-17, a low-scoring first half for both sides, but Century holds on to a 3-point lead. Keisha Knapp will be back in here for the Indians at the next time the ball is dead, and with 1:05 to play here in the half. As Horsley wants to drive, we'll give it back up to Garda, top of the key. Back to back down low. They try to get it to Merrill, and a whistle before the shot, and a foul here. Holding foul against Mosier, as Keisha Knapp will come back. Larson will come out with less than a minute to play, and inside the bucket put up and in there by Century. 45 seconds to play here in the half. Like they they called it a 3 on the shot. So it's 23-17, 6-point lead for Century. Meek with a 3, that's no good. High rebound is pulled down there as it's pulled down by Horsley. Back up into the front court. Taylor Smith wants to drive to the bucket. That's no good. Rebound inside, put it back up. Foul as Tinley Smith got the foul on the follow, and then she was fouled with 19 seconds left here in the first half, and the foul is going to go against Keisha Knapp. Knapp draws the foul. That's her first. Now Tinley Smith will go to the free throw line with 5 points in the first half, make it 6 as she hits the front end of the 2-shot foul. So that makes it 24-17, a 7-point lead here for Century. That's their biggest lead of the half with 19 seconds left in the quarter, and they get the rebound back as it comes back to Smith as she double dribbled. That's a little bit of a break here for Preston. As the rebound, they lost it. They got it back to Smith, and then she put it on the floor once and then put it back on the floor as she tried to make the move. It's a double dribble as the Century turns it back over to Preston. 15 seconds down to 10. Ward has it, and a holding foul. That's going to send Ward to the free throw line for 1-and-1 with 8 seconds left. As Allison Horsley draws the foul. That's her first and the team's 8th here for the Diamondbacks. And Riley Ward, with 8 seconds left, see if she can get Preston a little bit closer here before the break as she makes the first. That's Riley's first point here tonight and makes it 24-17, back to a 7-point lead. Check that. It would be 24-18. Is the correct score. As they have the score wrong on the scoreboard. Is the second shot no good? Quickly up into the front court, taken away by Robertson. Can she get a shot off before the horn? Pull up 15-foot jumper is good. Robertson hits a shot at the buzzer to pick up her first 2 points of the night, and that 8-point lead shrinks to a 4-point lead at the break. And they called it a 3. Yeah, no, now they correct it on the scoreboard. It's a 2. It's 24-20. Century leads by 4 as we go to the halftime break. Stay tuned. The Ralph's Construction halftime report is coming up. Century leading 24-20 after the first half. We're back right after this.
KACA.
This month, our nation celebrates 2 great presidents. At West Motors, they celebrate February with their President's Day event all month long. This month, you'll find prices we're celebrating on all Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram vehicles at West Motor in Preston and Logan. Pricing so low, you'll want to stand up and salute. March on in and feel the power of a Ram, the comfort of a Chrysler, the dependability of a Jeep, and the family-friendly Dodge vehicles. Celebrate with win-win deals all month long during the President's Day event at West Motor in Preston and Logan.
Hi, everybody. It's Dan Hubbard for ChemDry of Northern Utah. Not too long ago, we found ourselves really needing to have our carpets cleaned. Dirt, stains, pet hair, and remnants of all those chemicals trying to melt snow from last winter had our carpets looking dull, dingy, and ugly. We called Teresa and Daryl at ChemDry of Northern Utah, and in a very short time, they had our carpets looking like new. Not only did they clean our carpets, but they got up all that leftover pet hair to the point where you couldn't tell that we had pets in the house at all. It was like we had brand new carpets all over again. So if you live anywhere in Cache County or in Box Elder County, call Teresa and Daryl at ChemDry of Northern Utah at 435-752-6100 and let them take care of your carpets. You won't be disappointed. We weren't. 435-752-6100 for ChemDry of Northern.
The halftime report is sponsored by Ralph's Construction, building homes in the Blue Sage Park region in Preston. Call 435-232-18.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information. 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction. 435-232-18.
KACH.
Welcome back. This is the Ralph's Construction halftime report as the Preston Indians trailing by 4 after the first half tonight, 24-20. And for Preston to only be 4 points down here at the halftime break is a good sign for them, as they had trouble hanging on to the ball in the first half. They turned the ball over. It has to be 8 or 9 times. I don't have the official number in front of me, but they turned the ball over way too much in the first half, gave Century a lot of extra points attempts, and took away scoring opportunities from them in the first half with the turnovers that they had. And to be only 4 points down at this point is a good sign for Preston. For the Indians, high point scorer in the first half was Haley Meek. A good first half there. We talked about the numbers 11 and 30. Meek, but did her part with a great first half scoring wise. Kylie Larson, when she got shots off, was able to score 6 points in the first half. As much like the last time the two teams played, when they get the ball inside to Kylie, the defense really collapses on her as she gets a hard time getting the shots off down low. They know that they, being Century, they know they need to control Kylie, one of the 10 best players in the girls 4A division here this year. But controlling her and then making the smart pass back out as they double and sometimes triple team her. If they can get the balls back outside, there should be an open player somewhere to get an open shot. But so far, Kylie's been trying to turn and get the shot herself, and sometimes they need to be able to turn and find the open player elsewhere on the floor. So it's 24-20. Preston trails by 4 here at the break. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and we'll look at the halftime stats right after this. This is the Ralph's Construction halftime report. We'll come back in just a minute.
KACH.
If you feel like your bank works against you, we invite you to move your accounts to Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. We work for you, not against you. Serving Southeast Idaho for over 65 years, we offer totally free checking with cash back rewards, 0 fees credit cards, low auto loan rates, and excellent customer service. Visit today, 311 South Highway 91, Preston. Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Here, the advantage is yours. Equal housing lender, member NCUA.
Behind every project is a True Value. At Stokes Market and True Value in Preston, whether you need hardware, dog food, tools, batteries, plumbing supplies, paint, or cleaning products, you'll find them all. Plus a whole lot more at Stokes Market and True Value. With a large inventory, you'll find all the big name brands you trust and low prices every time you visit. So whether you're just starting or you're in the middle of a project, stop in today and visit our friendly, knowledgeable staff. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Well, let's look at the scores from the first half as the Diamondbacks come back out onto the floor. For Century in the first half, Presley Merrill had 5 points. Ashton Adamson had a total of 4. Tinley Smith had 6 in the first half. And her younger sister, Taylor, she also had 6 for a total of 24. Century shots 1 free throw in the game, actually make it 2, as Tinley Smith was 1 out of 2 from the free throw line here in the first half, and Century made a pair of shots from behind the arc for a pair of 3-point shots. For the Preston Indians, it was Riley Ward had 1 point in the first half. Kylie Larson had a total of 6. Michaela Robertson with a 2 just at the end of the first half, her only points of the half. And Haley Meek leading all scorers in the first half with a total of 11. Preston was 2 out of 4 in free throws in the first half, all of those shot by Kylie Larson, and they made 1 3-point shot during the first half, and that was put in by Haley Meek. So 24-20, Preston trails by 4, and as we talked about a little bit in the first segment here of the postgame show, Preston's got to do better hanging on to the ball and create more offense. Way too many turnovers in the first half, which and the referees got under the skin a little bit of Ryan Harris, and they just need to play a little bit better as they played a little fast and loose with the ball, much like they did in the game against Pocatello a couple of nights ago. So they need to be able to control the offense, get better shots, and make the shots when they get them, and then just hang on to the ball. Quit turning the ball over quite so much and get better opportunities here as we get ready to play in the second half of tonight's game. Century leads 24-20. This has been the Ralph's Construction Halftime Report. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back the third quarter for you right after this.
KACA.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information. 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction. 435-232-1837.
Pain-free and feeling great without the expense and side effects of medications. It is not only possible, but a reality at Fellows Chiropractic. Now with 4 massage therapists and chiropractic available to help you with your relief from chronic pain. Give Dr. Fellows' office a call at 208-852-2240 to schedule your massage therapy or chiropractic session today. That number again is 208-852-2240.
The third quarter is sponsored by Preston Auto Parts Car Quest, 17 South State.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts Car Quest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts Car Quest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Proud member of the Co-op. We save you money on advertising and enable you to reach more customers. We are KACH, Preston, Clarkston, Mink Creek.
Well, here we go. We'll start the third quarter. Preston trails 24-20 with their backs against the wall. They have to win or their season will come to an end here this evening. So they will start the third quarter as Preston will have the ball to start quarter number 3. Meek brings it up the floor outside to Ward. Now it goes to Marlowe, has her pass deflected by Presley Merrill and goes out of bounds. And now Robertson will bring it in from right in front of the Preston bench here on the near sideline. Get it into Ward. Riley back across the top of the key. Gives it off to Meek, free throw line extended left. Marlowe pops out to receive it. Now it comes to Robertson, back to Ward in the right corner. Back out top to Robertson again. Get it inside to Larson. Kylie, good move inside, but she can't get the shot to go down. Rebounds pulled away by the Diamondbacks up into the front court. Merrill has it in the left corner. She'll give it off as it comes to Smith. Down low to Bowl on the left block. Can't get a shot from there. She'll bring it back outside to Tenley. She lines up a long three. That's no good as a high bounce is pulled down. Larson has it. A couple of Indians go down as Marlowe and Larson crash into each other on the rebound. And it actually ended up being called a traveling violation when Marlowe moved her, or I should say when Larson moved her feet on the floor. And it's another turnover against the Indians, and it comes back to Century again as they get the ball in. Adamson up top, goes over to Tenley Smith on the left side, skip pass back to Marlowe. Now back to Adamson as Meek got a hand on the pass, deflected it, and is taken away by Ward as they try to save it back on the floor. Meek for a long three, no good, as the Merrill able to pull down the rebound. So Meek with a long three attempt, just a little bit off, as it comes to Tenley Smith over on the right side. Wants to drive, gets to the free throw line, kicks it back outside. Adamson looks at a three. Meek got a hand on it, and a reach-in foul inside as the foul against Century. As I think that's against Taylor Bull as she quickly comes out here and goes to the bench. So it is on Bull. That's her third. So full court pressure here for Century as they get it in. As Meek runs it up into the front court. Haley all the way. Left-hand layup. No good. She missed a layup down low. As again, Century has the rebound. Adamson up into the front court. Preston trails by 4. 6.5 to play here in quarter number 3. As Tenley wants to drive, comes down the right baseline. Her shot no good. As Larson pulls down the rebound, she'll give it to Meek. And another traveling violation against the Indians, another turnover. And again, it comes back to Century, and they'll have the ball out underneath their own basket again. So way too many turnovers tonight for Preston. It's been a problem, probably the last 5 or 6 games at least anyway. They did a lot better job taking care of the ball earlier in the year. Adamson bounces it inside to Merrill. Goes off her foot. And then the pass deflected as Tenley Smith tried to get it back to Adamson in the corner as Robertson got a hand on the ball and deflected the pass out of bounds. So Adamson will bring it in right in front of her own bench, gets it into Tenley Smith. Now it comes back to Adamson on the free throw line, extended left. Adamson driving, lays it off down low. Taylor Smith off the glass and in. Taylor got that shot up high enough, got it over the outstretched arms of Larson and into the basket. And it's now Century by 6 as they score the first points of the half. Robertson has it up in the front court here for the Indians. As it comes back to Ward, she holds it straight away. As it comes back over to Robertson, Larson now pops up to the top of the key, gives it to Meek. 15 feet away, doesn't take the shot, gives it off on the right side to Ward. Back to Meek now, top of the key. Meek tries to drive, is Garter right on her. And the down low, and they get it into Larson, and Kylie's going to be fouled. As it's a common foul, so the ball out of bounds. As it'll be Robertson to bring the ball in underneath for the Indians. Kick it back outside. Larson can't get the shot. Back to Meek. 15-footer, jumps. Nope, doesn't take the shot. Great pass to Larson down low, and Kylie's got the layup. Kylie's got 8, and the lead back to 4 again, 26-22. See if Preston can get any closer than that. They got it down to a 1 point late in the second quarter, but then a quick little run by Century again to open the lead back up at halftime. As the pass outside knocked away by Preston, it'll stay with Century again. 5 minutes to play here in quarter number 3, 26-22. Century up by 4. Adamson, pull-up jumper, good. She hit it from about 14 feet on the left side. Adamson's got 6 now, and the lead back out to 6 again at 28-22. As light pressure in the backcourt, Meek gets it up across the timeline, goes down in the left corner to Ward, and as Riley came up along the sideline, this time through that pressure, not stepping out of bounds, but it'll be a blocking foul called against Tenley Smith, and that'll be her second. So Ward brings it in. She gets it into Larson down low. Riley gets it back, bounces it back to Larson, kick it back outside to Meek. Meek back to Robertson, takes the three from the right side. It's an air ball and out of bounds. So Robertson, with wearing a little bit of a brace on that right knee, but at least she was playing tonight, as that shot didn't draw iron and went out of bounds. As, again, here's Tinley Smith back up in the front court, comes to Adamson. She drives back to the top of the key, gives it off to Taylor Smith, spinning in the paint, can't get a shot. Back outside, it comes to Merrill. Holds it up over her head. Comes back to Tinley Smith. She wants to drive, gets cut off right at the free throw line. She'll gives it off to Taylor. Taylor wants to drive. She can't do much with it either. She'll give it back to Tinley again, and she takes a three-pointer, and that's an air ball. So back-to-back air balls, one for each side, and the ball comes back over to Preston. 3 team fouls called against Century so far here in the second half. None against Preston as of yet, as they get it into Robertson in the backcourt. As it comes to Meek, Haley drives it back across the timeline, gets up in the front court, has it now at the top of the key. As she works there, she gets it over to Ward on the left side. Free throw line extended there. Riley wants to drive along the baseline and goes up, and it's in. She's fouled. As Tinley Smith got a hand on the ball, but she also got a lot of body, and that's going to be 3 on Tinley, and it should send Riley Ward to the free throw line, which it will. So that's 4 team fouls here against Century in the second half already, and Riley Ward will go to the free throw line. Riley with her first free throws tonight, and the first one is good. 28-23. Mosier comes back in. Meek will leave here for Preston. As the lead down to 5, and Riley can get them a point closer here. If she can make the second free throw here, she goes back to the line. Her next free throw is good again. So Riley makes the free throws. 28-24, back to a 4-point lead now for Century. As Horsley back into the game, has the ball at the top of the key. As it comes to Merrill, back to Adamson over on the right side. Goes back across the top of the key, back to Taylor Smith. Steps in. Now she wants to drive. Goes around 2 players, goes up, and she's fouled. As the foul should be here against Sid Marlowe, I believe. Nope, they're going to call it against Larson. So Larson draws her second foul. And now Taylor Smith will go back to the free throw line here for the Diamondbacks again. Her first free throw is good. Tonight's game is brought to you by Naylor Insurance. For home, health, life, and auto through Mutual of Enumclaw, Naylor Insurance at 153 North State Street in Preston. Call 852-0810 as Smith makes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. She has a total of 9. The lead is 5. Three-pointer by Robertson is good. Michaela Robertson set and just hit the three-pointer from the angle right, and she's able to cut the lead back down to 2 now. 29-27. Preston gets right back into the game. 3 minutes to play in the quarter. Pass it inside, too tall for Taylor Smith. It's off her hands and goes out of bounds. A rare turnover here for Century, and the ball comes back to Preston. They'll show full court pressure here after the turnover as it comes into Ward in the backcourt. She works against Horsley as she works the ball back up to the midcourt stripe. Robertson over on the left side after just making a 3. As Marlowe comes out to get the ball, ends up back in the hands of Marlowe back at the top of the key. Lost the ball momentarily. Now another turnover as again Ward dribbled it off her foot. As again it comes back to Century, back up in the front court. Horsley goes down in the corner there to Garda. Tries to drive baseline, and Mosier with a blocking foul as she tries to go baseline on Addie. And for Mosier, that'll be her second, and the second team foul against the half against the Indians. Actually, they put 3 up on the board for Addie. I only had her for 2, so we'll make a correction on our sheet and give Addie a 3rd foul. As they get it in, as it comes back to Taylor Smith from the right elbow, that's no good. Merrill with the rebound on the putback basket. As Presley Merrill got good position inside, and a timeout called by the Indians with 2:14 to play as the lead goes back to 4 points again. 31-27, Century on top. Quarter number 3, we'll be right back.
KACH.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
So the ball will belong to the Indians. Baseline backcourt as Taylor Smith lines up in the backcourt. She's the only person who's going to show deep press here as Preston able to get it into the front court as Riley Ward gets it across the timeline. Mosier in the right corner. Back outside, Haley Meek back into the game to Robertson, now back to Meek. Get it back to Ward. Riley lines up a long three. Good. Nope, they call it short. I thought it was in. They call it short, but the rebound goes off of Century and out of bounds anyway. It looked good, but evidently it was just short, and it rattled the net on the way by. But Preston has the ball underneath their own basket. 1:51 to play here in the quarter as the pass comes into Larson. Taylor Smith gave her a pretty good whack. She had to run and get the ball, and then Meek, who gets the ball in the corner, travels as she tries to go baseline. So 1:45 left to play here in quarter number 3, brought to you by Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Preston down 4, 31-27 to play as Adamson brings it up into the front court. It comes to Garda here on the right side. Can't get a shot. Back out top it comes to Merrill. Back to Adamson on the angle right. She'll dribble the ball back to the top of the key as Smith comes back to get it. Now they get it back to Horsley, and a reach-in foul here against Riley Ward. So Ward draws the foul, just her first, and it's just the third team foul against Preston. So that's 4 on Century and 3 on Preston here in the second half, and Riley Ward draws her first foul of the night. Horsley right in front of the Century bench, tries to drive, gets it back to the free throw line, and Ward sneaks in from behind and takes it away. Riley gets it back up into the front court as it comes to Meek. Back to Robertson, lob it down low to Larson. Turn from the right blocker, shot is too strong, and there's Ward with the rebound, and the littlest one in the court able to put it back in. So Ward's got 6, and the lead back to 2 again for Century, 31-29. 1 minute to play here in quarter number 3. Horsley driving back to the top of the key. She'll give it off to Merrill. Over on the far side, Garda has it on the angle right and a foul inside. If that's against Addy, it's 4. As Mosier whistled for the foul, yes indeed. So that's going to be 4 fouls now on Addie Mosier with less than a minute to play here in quarter number 3. Up top, Garda. Back down low to Adamson. She gets bumped, no foul there. As the rebound is off, it comes back to Robertson. As is taken away by Smith in the backcourt, she has her shot blocked, and it goes out of bounds. As it'll come back to Century with 32 seconds to play. Taylor Smith stole the ball, and as she went up, I'm not sure who it was who came across. There was 2 Preston players there, but it was blocked, and it went out of bounds. So again, it comes in. Merrill has it in the right corner. As she gets it back outside to Garda, comes around the screen. From the right elbow, doesn't take the shot. Back to Merrill, driving. Adamson, three-pointer from the left side. No good. Long rebound is off as it's chased down in the corner by Taylor Smith. They get it back outside again. Now down low, Adamson all alone for the easy layup. Somebody lost Adamson down low, and it's a 4-point game again at 33-29 with the time expiring here at the end of the quarter. As it comes back over, Ward to 3 to beat the clock, needs a bounce, won't get it, and Preston trails by 4 as we go to the fourth quarter here tonight. 33-29, fourth quarter upcoming here from Century. We'll be right back.
KACH.
At Rounds & Associates Insurance, we've been in business since 1948. And while many of the faces may have changed, there's one thing that still stays the same: our personalized customer service. Our customers will always come first, whatever your needs. At Rounds & Associates Insurance, we have many different insurance options and can find the right option for you and your needs. Call us today to find out more. 208-852-2500. 208-852-2500. Or drop by the office, 85 South State Street.
There's a special bond between people and their pets. One that's built during playtime, chore time, cuddle time, and of course, lots of meal times. That's why IFA Country Stores carries all the best food for all kinds of pets, whether they're a part of your lifestyle, a part of your livelihood, or a part of your family. IFA Country Stores, helping to grow the things you love.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
So Century by 4 as we start the fourth. 33-29 up in Missoula, Montana tonight. Montana has beaten Weber State 80-67. Preston needs to win to be able to force a fifth game in the district tournament coming up Saturday. Otherwise, they're out and their season is over tonight if they don't win. Bull back into the game, has it, gives it off to Adamson on the right side. Back to Taylor Smith, top of the key. Gives it back to Merrill here on the left side. She brings it back down, pulls up at the free throw line, doesn't shoot, gives it back to Bull. Back outside, back to Tenley Smith. Back to Bull on a little backdoor cut as she's able to hit it down low. So a big hoop there for Taylor Bull. And that gives the Century Diamondbacks a 6-point lead again. Robertson into the front court to Ward. Now back to Robertson again. She wants to drive on Smith. Comes back to Riley on the angle left. Ward kicks it back over to Mosier here in the right corner. She brings it back out to the elbow. Now back to Ward. In the back outside as Larson popped way outside to get the ball. Now back to Ward again. Riley will come back to Robertson, top of the key. Back to Ward. She lines up a three from the left side. Good. Big shot by Riley Ward as she hits another three and has a total of 9 in the game. It's a 3-point lead for Century, 35-32. 6.5 to play. Down low as they find Bull down there, and her shot no good. And then they're going to call it a held ball on the rebound as Larson went up and Bull got a hand on it. And they're going to call it a jump ball, but on the alternating possession rule, it's going to come back to Preston anyway. So 35-32. Preston with the ball in the backcourt as Robertson pushes it up into the front court. As the shot down low is no good. As the outlet pass is stolen by Ward, her three from the corner is no good. As Taylor Bull had it and tried to kick it back outside, and Ward stole the ball and was able to chase it down in the corner, but she missed the three. So Century gets it back up into the front court as Merrill will now stand out at the timeline and hold on to it. Comes over here on the left side as Merrill, top of the key. Back to Taylor Smith. Going to go over to Tenley Smith, her older sister, on the right side. Now down the middle. Stops. Tries to draw contact. And instead ends up just throwing it up in the air after drawing contact. But she induced the contact, and the referees don't give her the call. So it's a turnover. And the ball comes back over to Preston as they lob the ball up toward midcourt. Is Robertson able to get it there? Robertson gets it back up in the front court. Preston trails by 3. Marlowe has it in the left corner. Guarded there by Taylor Smith, and a foul on Smith. A holding foul on Taylor Smith. That'll be her second. As common foul, so Preston able to bring the ball back in from the far sideline. As Robertson has it there. She'll get it into Ward, back out near the timeline. 5.5 to play. 35-32, Century on top. Robertson driving. Pulls up from 10. Her shot no good. It's Larson down low for putback. Gets the hoop and the foul, and Kylie Larson can go to the free throw line here and potentially tie the game as they'll count the basket. The foul is on Presley Merrill. That's her first. And Preston trails by a point. Larson can tie the game with 5:15 to play. Here's Larson to the free throw line. She's 2 out of 4 tonight. This one is good, and we are tied at 35, and a timeout on the floor called by the Preston Indians. 35-35. We're here in the fourth with 5:15 to play, and we'll be right back.
KACA.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsize, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information. 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction. 435-232-1837.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Whenever you need something for your vehicle, stop by Preston Auto Parts Car Quest. They'll have whatever you need. If you have to go shopping for car parts, you might as well go shop someplace where you can be treated like a friend. Preston Auto Parts Car Quest, 17 South State Street in downtown Preston. So the three-point play by Kylie Larson ties the game at 35. It's the first time the game's been tied since midway through quarter number 1. So Century's ball, backcourt. Preston will fall back into the defense. No pressure in the backcourt as they'll allow Century to bring the ball back up the floor with 5:15 left here in regulation. As Tenley Smith up in the front court, comes to Adamson. As they bring it back up top, Taylor Smith has it there. Goes back to Tenley Smith. Comes back across the free throw line, gets a good bump. As shot from there is no good. She gets her own rebound, tries to go back up. Shot no good. And the rebound is off, and Ward got the rebound, and then Merrill knocked her down. So Presley Merrill draws the foul. And that's going to put Preston into the 1-and-1 now, as that's the 7th team foul against the Diamondbacks. And Riley Ward's going to go to the free throw line with a chance to give Preston their first lead since early in the first quarter. So Ward to shoot 1-and-1. The first one is good, as Riley gives Preston a lead again. That's our 5th lead change in the game, as Riley now with 10 points in the game, and she hits another free throw and gets one more. Her next one, good again. Preston leads by 2. So 37-35, Preston on top. Merrill has it on the angle left for Century. Looking down low. Now wants to drive. Gets to the free throw line, and she backs it back out. She'll give it to Bull. Back over to Tenley Smith now on the angle right. Smith driving. The Century goes up. The senior rather goes up. Her shot no good. Larson pulls down the rebound there for Preston. As it comes to Robertson. Back up in the front court. Meek driving all the way. Put it up no good. As the rebound is off to Bull. She gives it to Tenley Smith, who runs the dribble back up in the front court. 37-35. Preston leads. 4:15 to play. Merrill wants to drive, pulls up from 14, can't get the shot. She'll kick it back outside, back to Adamson. Adamson pulls up, three-pointer from the top of the key is an air ball, out of bounds. That shot was flat and well short, and with 4 minutes exactly to play, Preston gets the ball back, and now full court pressure here from Century. As it is Bull coming off. Garda comes back on here for Century as they need to go back and get some offense. As it comes into Robertson. Robertson will walk the dribble back up into the front court. She gets across the timeline with 3:55 to play here in the fourth quarter. Robertson top of the key. Gets cut off by Garda. She wants to try to drive. Larson pops up to the top of the key to get the pass there. Hands it back to Robertson as it's Taylor Smith to reach in and grab her and then literally threw Robertson down trying to rip the ball away from her. That's a foul on Smith, and now Robertson's going to go back to the free throw line. As Robertson can extend the lead here for Preston. 3:40 to play. As the first one by Robertson is no good. She misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Rebound is off to Merrill. She gives it to Tenley Smith, who brings the dribble back up into the front court, top of the key. Gives it back to Garda. She mishandled it. Now she has to go back and get it. Keeps it from going out of the bounds. So Garda back to the top of the key again. Comes back to down low. Adamson got it down low. Tenley Smith able to go up and score it. She ties the game. 37-37 with 3:15 to play. Smith has 8 in the game. Larson right in front of the Preston bench as he pops out to get the ball as it comes back to Meek. Haley wants to drive. 17-footer is blocked there by Taylor Smith. Taken away by Adamson. They'll bring the dribble back up into the front court with 3 minutes to play in the game. Tied at 37. As back down low, Merrill flips the ball up over her head, and there's going to be a blocking foul called here. The foul's going to go on Meek, and for Haley, that's going to be just her second, but it's the 5th team foul against the Indians tonight. And now Presley Merrill can go to the free throw line. They call it a shooting foul. With her back to the basket, she just threw it up in the air, and they call it a shooting foul. So Merrill will shoot 2, and the first one is good, and it gives her team back the lead again. 38-37. That is the 6th lead change of the game now, as Merrill makes her first free throw of the night. She has 8 points in the game, and the senior steps back up to the line to shoot it again. Second one, no good. She missed the second. Robertson has the rebound. So Century tries to trap the ball in the backcourt, and that's going to be off of Garda and goes out of bounds. That's a little bit of a bailout, I think, for Robertson. I think she more lost the ball than anything else, but they call it Preston's ball in the front court. The pass comes to Riley Ward. Ward brings it back up to the top of the key. Comes back over to the left side. She gives it off to Meek. Meek back to the top of the key again, looking to go back over. It comes to Marlowe in the corner, back down in the left corner to Ward, now back to the top of the key. Larson gets it down low to Robertson, and a holding foul inside against Garda. So Garda draws the foul. That's just her first, but more importantly, it's another 1-and-1 here for Preston, and Robertson's going to go back to the free throw line here for the Indians, and she can tie the game again. 2:23 to play. Bull comes back into the game as Garda leaves. And as 38-37, as Robertson back to the free throw line. First one is no good. Rattles around, falls out, no good. But Larson had the rebound. She saves it on the floor, back to Meek, and quickly Ryan Harris calls a timeout. She thought Larson was going to fall out of bounds with the ball, and Ryan calls a timeout quickly. 2:19 to play. Preston down by a point, 38-37, and we'll be right back.
KACH.
The KACH Cash Magnet Contest is here, and you can win money just by listening to your radio. Simply pick up one of the cash magnets available many places around town and be listening after 7 o'clock each weekday morning as I will call out a 4-digit number. If your magnet has that 4-digit number, you'll have 1 minute and 5 seconds to call the radio station, and you could win the cash jackpot of the day. If no one wins, the cash prize will go up $5 a day. Find a cash magnet, be listening weekday mornings, and get ready to win with FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH.
KACH.
Preston has the ball underneath their own basket after the rebound on the missed free throw, as Meek will bring it in. 2:19 to play. Into Larson. Her shot is good, and Preston has the lead again. Larson was able to get loose underneath as they lost her, and she hit the short jumper, and at the other end, it's a shot put up and in by the Diamondbacks as count the bucket. As the pass down low went to Merrill, and she hit the short jumper inside the paint, and quickly, Century goes back up on top again. 40-39, and Merrill fouled, and will go to the free throw line to try to complete the three-point play. Presley with the free throw, good. She has 11 in the game, and it's a 2-point lead here for the Diamondbacks. 2:10 to play. Full court pressure. Comes in. Meek runs the ball up into the front court. Gives it off to Ward. Ward in the corner to Robertson. She'll get the ball back out. Actually, it was Marlowe got the ball back out. It comes to Meek. Now back to Ward. A three-pointer for the lead is short. Long rebound is going to go out of bounds, and Century will have the ball back. So Riley had a good look at a three that was just off, and the rebound finally made its way out of bounds. And Century has the ball with a 2-point lead and 1:51 to play. As Tinley Smith walks the dribble up into the front court. Remember, Preston has to win or their season's over. As they try to drive the baseline, and Merrill will bring the ball back outside again, back to Smith. Smith will hand it back to Tinley Smith to Garda back into the game as it comes back out top to Merrill. Merrill holds it there, comes to Adamson right in front of the Century bench, drives top of the key, and slips and falls. They're going to call it a blocking foul. So Adamson's going to go to the free throw line, and she will shoot 1-1 to try to extend the 2-point lead with 1:20 to play. Adamson tonight with 8 points in the game, missed her only free throw attempt of the night, and she misses this one here too. And Larson has the rebound for Preston. Ward pushes it back up into the front court. Preston trails by 2. Clock running. They trap Ward in the corner, and again, Ryan Harris has no choice but to call a timeout once again with 1:12 to play. 41-39, timeout on the floor. Back with more right after this.
KACA.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
KACH.
So here in the fourth, 1:12 to play, 41-39. Century has the lead, and Preston trailing and have to come up with some way to get the lead back as they need to win the game. Remember, this is the fourth game of the year between the two teams, and Century has won all of the previous 3 games by a combined total of 10 points, as this one's going down to the final horn just like the previous 3. So Preston's ball front court, over on the far sideline. It'll be Haley Meek to bring it in. Preston lines up in the box as Robertson comes through the box into the left corner to receive the inbound pass. Still has it there. Bounces it to Larson, who popped out to receive the pass as it comes to Ward. Riley dribbles, gives it back to Robertson. Back from the left elbow. Her shot is no good. Tapped by Larson, saved by Larson, but out of bounds. She was not able to get it back in bounds. She stepped out of bounds trying to save it. So the ball's going to come back over here to Century. Under a minute now to play. 55 seconds left. And Century with a 2-point lead, and they break a player deep. It's Smith. They're able to chase it down and keep it in bounds. Nobody was back deep for Preston. It was a better pass. Tinley Smith would have had a layup. Smith driving into a crowd, and we have a foul called against Meek. And that's going to send Tinley Smith to the free throw line. That's 8 team fouls now against Preston. I take it back. They call it on Michaela Robertson. For Robertson, that's her first. And now Tinley Smith at the free throw line, trying to extend the lead. 46 seconds left, and the first free throw is good to make it a 3-point lead. So Preston, still a one-possession game. Smith can make it a 2-possession game if she can make the free throw here. So this is a big free throw attempt here for Tinley Smith, and the senior ready and puts it up, and she made them both. So that gives Century a 2-point lead and a timeout called by the Diamondbacks. It'll be a full timeout with 46 seconds left and a 43-39 advantage. And we'll be right back right after this.
KACH.
Saving money by shopping with coupons is finally worth it. You don't have to spend hours looking for places to clip the coupons. They can be right at your fingertips on any smart device. Log into your Stokes Market Rewards account to find dozens of coupons every week. It's so easy you can't afford not to use coupons as you shop. They can help you put your rewards account on your smart device at the service desk at Stokes Market in Preston. Shop, enjoy, save with digital coupons at Stokes Market in Preston.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and
KACH.
So Preston will have the ball, baseline backcourt. They trail by 4. It's a 2-possession game, and they have to figure out how to get a couple of hoops here. They need to score twice anyway to be eligible to get back into the lead as they trail by 4 points. Comes to Larson, back outside. Robertson for 3, no good. As the shot is off, Merrill has the rebound there with 38 seconds to play. And Preston is forced to foul in the backcourt to try to get the ball back. And the senior Merrill is now going to go back to the free throw line and can try to extend the lead again. 33 seconds to play. As Larson draws the foul. And now it is Presley Merrill at the free throw line to shoot 1-1. And the first one is no good. So she missed it. Ward has to get to the Ward and up into the front court. As they get it down low, the long shot for 3 is no good. Back to Merrill. She beats everybody down the floor and makes the layup. It's a 6-point lead. Back to Robertson. That sure shot is short from the elbow. And that goes out of bounds. And was they say it was partially blocked? Nope. And 45-39. Ball belongs to Century with 5 seconds left in the game. And Century is going to win this one. And they're going to advance to state. And Preston, who was picked back up into the top 5 in the state in the media poll today, is going to lose another close game here tonight against Century as they trail by 6 with only 5 seconds left to go in the game. So a tough night for the Indians tonight as they come up just short once again here against Century this year, as not quite over yet, but with only 5 seconds left and down by 6. Preston needs a couple of hoops, and they're just not going to have time to do it, as the ball will belong to the Diamondbacks in the backcourt. Basically, all they have to do is just get it onto the floor. They don't have to even get the ball back up into the front court. As Preston turned the ball over many times in the game here tonight, and it's going to be too many times in the final tally as they get the ball in. As it comes to Taylor Smith, she beats everybody down the floor, and the layup is in, and it's 47-39 as the clock expires, and Century eliminates the Preston Lady Indians tonight as they pick up the 47-39 win, and they are headed to the state tournament. So Preston unable to beat Century this year. They lose 8 times on the season. Half of those losses, 4, come to the hands of the Century Diamondbacks as they lose tonight by the final score of 37-39. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. The post-game show is next.
Tonight's game has been brought to you by West Motors, celebrating their 75th year in the Cache Valley. Stokes Market True Value, with the freshest meat and produce, and now preparing and selling sushi. Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care in all of the Cache Valley. Rounds & Associates Insurance Agency, an independent agency with many options for all of your insurance needs. Preston Auto Parts Car Quest, we have all the parts your car may need to keep running strong. Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and the surrounding community since 1925. Ralph's Construction, building new homes in the Blue Sage Park region in Preston. Naylor Insurance, for home, health, life, and auto from Mutual of Enumclaw. Preston Pharmacy, now with their own app to help make tracking your prescriptions easier. Now stay tuned for the postgame show, coming right up.
Sushi, a word that is as fun to say as the food is to eat. Try it. Say sushi. Now run down to Stokes Market and pick up some fresh-made sushi. Yes, I said Stokes Market. They now have the family fresh sushi specialists making outstanding sushi platters and party trays fresh every day. They even make up custom platters so you can get your favorite sushi dishes. Any kind of fish upon request, even vegetable sushi available with no meat. Enjoy the fresh-made platters already available or order the kind of sushi you want. Give them 2 hours and a special custom sushi platter will be waiting for you at Stokes Market in Preston. Go ahead, say it. I know you want to. Sushi, fresh for you right now.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and
Proud member of the Co-op. We save you money on advertising and enable you to reach more customers. We are KACH, Preston, Clarkston.
This is the Preston Indians postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap tonight's game, take a look at the final stats, and a look at other games from around the area on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard.
Welcome back and welcome to the postgame show as the Preston Lady Indians see their season come to an end tonight as they lose at Century 47-39 the final as they go 0-4 this year against the Lady Diamondbacks. For Century, they finished the season, or I should say for Preston, they finished the season at 17-8. Half of their losses this year, 4, come to the hands of the Century Diamondbacks. Century advances on to the state tournament as they have a record of 16-5 overall this year against the competition, as they will go representing the district here in the Southeast Conference, Southeast Idaho Conference, in which they play in. Only one state bid, and unfortunately Century gets it, as Preston has their bugaboo this year playing Century as they go 0-4. The story of tonight's game for Preston was really their inability to hang on to the ball. They committed many turnovers in the first half. Again, I don't have the official number in front of me, but it's got to be upwards of 20 turnovers that Preston committed in the game tonight. That's way too many, and you lose scoring opportunities and to give the ball back to Century way too many times without them facing an opportunity for Preston to get points on the board, as the difference in the game of 8 points tonight. For Preston, usually a pretty good three-point shooting team on the year as well. In the second half, when they needed a three, they were able to get a few threes in the game, as not as many as they would need, however, especially in the fourth quarter when they needed a three-pointer to stay close to Century. The three-pointers they put up oftentimes ended up being air balls, and again, empty possessions for the Indians, as Century will now go on to the state. But it's a good year for the Lady Indians. Ryan Harris took the girls to state last year, and they come to within a game of going back there again this year. But they can't get by Century, a very, very good team as they are. They're still fairly young. They have three seniors. But all three of those seniors were able to play pretty well. We talked about the 11 and 30 for the Indians. Kylie Larson and Haley Meek both have pretty good games, But when they needed to, Century stepped up and stopped them, kept them off the scoreboard for the most part in quarter number 4 as they outscored Preston in the fourth quarter 14-10 to open up that final 8-point victory tonight. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and look at the stat sheet right after this.
KACA.
This month, our nation celebrates 2 great presidents. At West Motors, they celebrate February with their President's Day event all month long. This month, you'll find prices we're celebrating on all Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram vehicles at West Motor in Preston and Logan. Pricing so low, you'll want to stand up and salute. March on in and feel the power of a Ram, the comfort of a Chrysler, the dependability of a Jeep, and the family-friendly Dodge vehicles. Celebrate with win-win deals all month long during the President's Day event at West Motor in Preston and Logan.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Well, let's look at the final stat sheet tonight here on the postgame show as Century wins at 47-39. First for the Lady Diamondbacks in the win. Presley Merrill finishes the game with 11 points. It was Ashton Adamson, who she had a total of 8 in the game. Tenley Smith played very well. She finished with 10 in the contest. And Taylor Smith, her younger sister, finished the game with 9 and 2 points for Taylor Bull. For the Preston Indians, Sydney Marlowe did not score tonight. Kasia Knapp also played briefly, and she also did not score. Riley Ward finished the game with 11. She was very good from a free throw line tonight, making 6 out of 7 free throws overall on the night. Addie Mosier played but did not score. Michaela Robertson finished the game with 5, and Haley Meek had 11 tonight for the Preston Indians, who come up just short as they, in a losing effort tonight, they lose 47-39. So Century off to the state tournament as the girls cut down the nets in the gym and celebrate their district title. And best of luck to the Century Lady Diamondbacks as they'll go off to the state tournament coming up in Boise next week. The Preston boys team still in action, but so it's the things to talk about, and we'll tell you what's on tap coming up right after the break.
KACA.
Saving money by shopping with coupons is finally worth it. You don't have to spend hours looking for places to clip the coupons. They can be right at your fingertips on any smart device. Log into your Stokes Market Rewards account to find dozens of coupons every week. It's so easy you can't afford not to use coupons as you shop. They can help you put your rewards account on your smart device at the service desk at Stokes Market in Preston. Shop, enjoy, save with digital coupons at Stokes Market in Preston.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and
KACH.
Well, for the Lady Indians, a good season comes to an end as they finish the season 17-8 overall on the year. The Preston boys still in action as they'll have home court advantage in the district tournament. That gets started next week. As the first game of the tournament, it will feature Century and Pocatello at the Snake Pit at Century on Tuesday night, and then Preston will play at home on Thursday with the winner of that Tuesday night game. as Preston having the home court advantage after going 3-1 in district play this year. So they'll play the winner on Thursday of that initial game between Century and Pocatello. Remember, the tip-off time is at 7 o'clock. We'll be on the air with the pregame show on both KACH and on mylocalradio.com at 6:45. Get your tickets, come out and support the Indians, as you always do. As we can put 900 people in the gym according to the 40% capacity rule, and let's get all 900 tickets sold and have a raucous crowd next Thursday night in the Game 2 of the district tournament. You can get your tickets online at phs.psd201.org. If you have trouble, you can always call the school, and they'll help you out getting your tickets and be ready for the game coming up 1 week from tonight, as Preston will face the winner of the opening game of the district tournament between Century and Pocatello in the 7 o'clock tip-off. That'll wrap up our coverage for tonight. The executive director and producer of KACH Radio Sports is Val Cook. Our studio coordinator tonight has been John Beverly. I'm Dan Hubbard. Thanks for joining us as the Lady Indians have their season come to an end as they lose tonight in Century. Final score 47-39. We'll talk to you next Thursday as the boys start their journey towards state in the district tournament. So until Thursday night, we'll talk to you then. Have a very pleasant good night and a great weekend from all of us here at KACH.
Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting, LLC.